Hi, this is Dr. John Duong, and today's video is going to be on the topic of I am Thomas Edison's doctors. When I give this the title, I am Thomas Edison's doctors, people are having a lot of questions in my mind, and I'm here to explain why I am the Thomas Edison's doctors. Okay, Thomas Edison has a quote: "The doctors of the futures will give no medicines, but will instruct his patients in the care of the human frame." Part 1, human frame. Part 2 is in the diet. And the third part is in the cause and the preventions of disease. That's the model of the doctor should do. And he is extremely smart. He's the inventor that invented the light bulb for us so that we can see at night. He's one of the great inspiration for me, and I will dissect that into three parts, and then see if it makes sense to you. Do I qualify to say that I am Thomas Edison's doctors, the doctors that he predict what the doctors should do? There's three parts to the Edison, so that's why I call this Edison Duong techniques. Edison is the guy he's the inventor that predict what the doctor should do. I am Dr. Dong is the person that will put everything in perspective, put everything in action so that you can do to improving the quality of life that we deserve. First question I always ask patients is to think. You have to think, you have to process, because according to Earl Nightingale, 95% of the people will fail, only 5% succeed. Why? Because we don't think, we don't process, we just follow what the system is doing, then we'll be in trouble. So health, when we talk about health, as a society, are we getting healthier or getting sicker? What do we have to do right now? Is the first thing we have to think. What works, use it. If what doesn't work, don't use it. We have to think so that we can enjoy life. We need to live a legacy. That's what we are born with, to live a legacy. Don't suffer through a legacy. How many people that you know as a consequences has pain and diseases? So now when you think, we make a better changes, and now that we can get better. So we know we're going to come back to Edison's and Duong's 3-step method to fix chronic pain and chronic disease. It just follow into these 3 categories. You can help your body to heal, because the power that creates the body heals the body from the inside out. Popping medicines is not going to help. That's why Edison predicts should give no medicines, but fix the human frame. So the first method is fix and maintaining the human frame. Human frame, it is so important. What is human frame? That's the structure, that's the outstructure, that's the skeletal system that we have. Human frame. The whole chiropractic professions, the acupuncture system, the physical therapy, the massage, all is dealing with what? Fixing the human frame. So we need to understand the human frame has a major impact in our health. If there's a problem in the frame, does it affecting the organ inside? Yes, it does. How about the organs inside have an issue? Does it affect the spine? Yes. Science already shows that. It's called somatovisual pathway. So somato is the muscles, the bodies can affecting the organs, and also visual somatic reflex, that it's affecting the organs can affect the spine. So it's interrelated. So the whole big profession is dealing with what? Human frame. I will emphasize that a little bit more. The second part of this 3-step process is the diet. You have to eat the right food so that the body can use it to heal your body. It has enough voltage to heal your body. It has enough energy to use to heal the body. How about something better? Now is the advance, is the technology. There's an investment that we are taking in. This is the biggest breakthrough in my practice right now, is the genetic testing. How is the genetic testing deal with the diet? Because it would help to identify where the body weakness is based on your genetic. We cannot use genetic to diagnose, but we can use genetic to see the body's weaknesses in terms of nutrition, and now we can use it to supplement the body so the body can heal. So this is one of the most major impact. I always put diet is eating correctly, eating things more alkaline, eating things that has low sugar content. Remember, low sugar, not no sugars. Low sugars, some protein, and high concentrated fat. So that's a diet. What the science is showing us that we do to get the best results. Okay. The third part to this is the education. I put down education dash wisdom. Wisdom is that because we analyzing it. We have the knowledge, we analyzing it, and then we apply it. That's what we call wisdom. It's very important for us to think, to process. What works, use it. What doesn't work, don't use it. This is the educations about the cause and the preventions of disease. We need to know where the problem is coming from. Therefore, I have the whole curriculum. My curriculum is on educating the cause and the prevention of disease. What I use an analogies so that people can understand. Is the model of the bank accounts of healing. The bank account of healing. What it is the whole education system. What can be an issue in our body? What can be the cause? We need to make some changes to reducing the risk so that the body is able to function better, so the body is able to heal. Okay, so now we're going to go in detail so people can have a general pictures of what it is and what is the most important aspect of it. Like I said earlier, the human frames is dealing with many professions, right? Acupunctures, the meridian point. When you have the meridian point, we put needles in certain area. So what does it do? It was increasing circulation, increasing the voltage into the organs, and helps the body to heal the organs. Wow, that's wonderful. That's still the human frames. That's part of the human frames. Chiropractic is the movement, the joint movement, the mobility of the spine, of the arms, of the feet, the whole system, the skeletal system. The motion is dealing with the human frame. Exercise, physical therapy, exercise, making the muscles is stronger. And a lot of times people focus on building up the core. In reality, if you don't have balance, the core is not going to be as effective. So my system is always deal with the basic, which is the feet. We build the body from the balance, the foundation on up, which is from the feet on up. So the human frame, we need to understand this pictures right here. You see the spine. If you have problem in the spine, it can affect the organs. Okay, the spine can affect the organs, so vice versa. So that's important. That's why exercise is so effective. That's why people exercise, they usually is healthier, because when you exercise, what do? You generate the voltage to do what? To heal the organs that we are in. Heal the organs with the voltage. One doctor I learned a lot from is Dr. Jerry Tennant. He has a whole system about healing with voltage. Your body is basically healing based on voltage. Acupuncture, the way why it works is because it increasing the nerve flow, the circulation, and increasing the voltage to the area that's blockage, so So now the body can use the energy to heal. This is the pictures from Dr. Jerry Tendon. Okay, so our body is basically heals based on voltage, electrical charge. So there is front and there is the back right here. So the main point that I want to get out of this is structures affects your whole health. So we need to deal with what? Fixing the structures, making sure all the movement is correctly. So now we can have the maximum healing in our system. Human frame. So I want to emphasize the importance of the human frame. Why Thomas Edison's the first thing that he said is the human frame is the structure. There is a lot of correlation between health and movement. A lot of health and the circulation. Health, making sure all the meridian is flowing correctly. Health with good muscles when you exercise. And the breathing and all the skeletal structure. So it's very important. We cannot miss any part of it. If we only address one, we just address only one part of the body, not the other one. We have to do what? Like Thomas Edison predict, the whole 3 steps. The next is the diet. So I always put the diet and genetic together. The reason is genetics and diet. So first we talk about the diet, and why I put genetic test together is the diet is what you eat. Whatever you eat, it will give more vital, more nutrients, more voltage to the body. So alkaline food, the veggie that you're eating, that's live materials that will make the body more alkaline. That's something that we need to learn. And then another thing that we need to do is that to fix the lactic acidosis. When the system is acidic, the body have a hard time to heal. Lactic acidosis. So what we need to do is that we need to fix it. How do we fix it? What is causing the lactic acidosis? So I need to get in another video and talk just about the lactic acidosis. So just a simple way that we can do to fix it is by eating good fat. Research, the latest research, I'm not talking about the old research that teaching people to have low fat, no fat. What do? You eat a lot of carbs. When you're eating a lot of carbs, you have a lot of heart disease, a lot of diabetes, a lot of health conditions. So that way you are in the big crisis right now. Do you agree? So what we need to do is we need to learn the latest sciences, how to eat correctly, how to fix the less lactic acidosis, less carbs, less protein, and eat good fat. What are the good fat, right? Avocados, coconut oils, olive oils, okay, all the nuts oils that has good omega in there. Okay, so those are the stuff, the thing that we need to learn about the diet. The fasting, why fasting is important, okay? And then also the ketogenic diet. So you need to be on and off there. So there's a whole system about how we should eat, what we should eat, what type of food that we should be eating to make the body more alkaline, to give the body the right vitamins, the nutrients, the minerals, so the body can heal. Now we're talking about genetic. Genetic is so important because it gives you the right amount of nutrition at the right time for the right condition. What do I mean by that? Once we do the genetic tests, there's 5 major categories we'll be focusing on so that we can supplying the body the right nutrients if you have a defective genes and the body is not functioning the way it should be. Like I said again, is that we don't use genetic testing to identify or diagnose disease. We use genetic testing to see if the patients have some symptoms and supporting the body so the body can function better. A lot of things, this is one of the major blown educations. But if you don't know the genetics, people will be very frustrated because people are being educated about gluten-free here. what we do is that we test the genes to see what type of diet you should be taking. Okay, gluten. If your genetics indicates that you have a gluten sensitivity in the genetics, of course, and then when you eat gluten, you're not feeling well, your brain fog, forgetfulness, and if you have the gene to support it, great, don't eat it. However, if your genes, it doesn't indicate that you are like you have the genetic defects on the gluten, then heal your gut first. You fix your problem, heal the gut first. Now you can have some gluten, so it doesn't affect you so much because you don't have the genes. Because the body can heal, but if you have the gene, try to avoid it. Another thing is the histamine food. The histamine food. Some of the patient, if they have their AOC genes that's both defective, they cannot even eat spinach. They cannot even eat tomatoes. They cannot eat any leftover food. Fermented veggie is very good because it has a lot of probiotic. But this patient cannot eat it because it has high histamine level. So the gene test has a lot of associations with the diet. So we need to identify the genes. If patients have any chronic genes, I would talk over them with them and then see if genetic is the appropriate testing for them. So genetics, and then also inflammatory process. So now let's go to the next slide. Genetic testing to supporting the body with the right nutrients at the right time with the right indications. This is so powerful. So you can save a lot of money because a lot of people are taking the tons of supplement without much of results, and doctors have been giving them the supplement but without too much of the results because there's no pictures. There's no pictures of the body needs it or not needs it. The genetic testing will save patients a lot of money and identify where the weakness of the body. So now we can support it. For example, inflammation. Does your body have a genes issue that can turn on the inflammation very easily and it has a hard time turning it off? A lot of pain patient has the inflammation indicators in the genetic testing. For example, inflammation is the IL-5 is one of the genes that we test for inflammatory process. I just give you example. We test for 55 different genes, but this is some of the example that I use. How about detoxifications? Okay, detox. Can your body detox well? If your body is have exposed to chemical, when the body can detox it, there is less problem in your body. But the body have a hard time detoxing because of the genes, then what we need to do is very simple. We just supporting the body with the right supplements. Now the body is able to function better. Same thing with the inflammations. Now we can supporting the body better. So research have some indications that if your body is not detoxing well, and if you have this two gene SOD2 and AT2, there's people would have a higher tendency of having cancers because the body is accumulating toxin. They have a hard time detoxing the system. Neurotransmitter is pain and cannot fall asleep, cannot stay asleep, anxiety, those mood swing. That is a neurotransmitter genes that we need to test. A lot of my pain patients has the GAG1 genes. If they have double positive on those GAG1 genes, then their body is very sensitive. What gets one genes? The body's conversion of glutamine into GABA. So if they have a GABA genes, then they are no GAG1 genes, then the body is very sensitive. This is a very sensitive patient. Even supplement we have to do extremely slow into these patients because they can be very sensitive, and if you do it too fast, they would not turn out to get good result. The MOT and MAOB is more for mood, anxiety. A lot of patients is that I feel depressed. Did they have the genes? We need to indicate that. And a lot of problem is that I cannot fall asleep or cannot stay asleep. I have a hard time sleeping. One of the issue is the neurotransmitters. So we need to do that. How about The next one is going to be energies. Mitochondria. Is there an issue? I spent more time on this genetic because genetics, this is the biggest breakthrough in my clinic right now, is identify. I can see the patients from the genetic makeup and help the patients to get better. That's why I spent so much time. Methylations is extremely important, but we do that last. Why? Okay, so the next slide is going to be explain more about. This is just one of the one with methylations. Okay, so the methylation, if you have a deficiency in the methylations, it will affect this one right here, your immune cell, the steroid productions, the clearance, the memory, all this right here, memory, sleep issues, seizures, neurological healing, the nerve healing, is the brain healing, the way it should be. Methylation, the cycle of methylation, mitochondrial weakness, the immune system. So the list goes on. This is one of the way that we can find the genetic defect on the bodies. So now when you find the genetic issue, then what do? We need to have a solution. Supplement is the nutrient, the right supplement at the right time for the right indications. Wow, this is what we do. The third thing that Edison's predict is the cause and the preventions of disease. Is education, is the wisdom that we need to do. I make it very easy for people to understand. So I use the bank an analogy of the bank accounts of healing. So what's the bank account of healing? This is the banking system. So there's a deposit side and there's also a withdrawal side. So when you deposit more into the bank account will be big. But if you withdraw more than you deposit, then you're in big trouble. That's the analogy that I use. So we need to put more deposit. So eating right, that's the diet portion. Okay, so we need to have the educations on that. What food that we can eat and what food we cannot eat. So it's a curriculum. Supporting the organs. So how do you supporting organs? So now your body can digest. This is just my opinion. Stomach acid is the number one thing that you need to do, because if you have the appropriate stomach acid, the body can digest the food, so the body can absorb. Okay, and then how can you use the sun? The sun is full of energy. How can we use it to heal our body? Remember, it's all moderation. Moderation heals. Excessive will hurt you. The sun, the earth have a lot of energies. Why do you go out walking on the beach? You feel better. There's energies there. There's voltage there to go into the body to help the body to heal. It's exciting stuff. Exercise. What's exercise do? The human frame exercise. So that's a component that related to human frame. When you exercise, remember, what's the purpose? Why do people feel good when they exercise? Because they generate the voltage. What's generate voltage mean? Healing the organs, so the whole system is functioning better. Oxygens, you need to have more oxygen. If you have a bad posture, if your human frame is bad posture, does it affect the brain? Most definitely. Does it affect your organ when you have a bad posture? Most definitely. So we need to understand the mechanism, the whole link all the three parts together. Withdrawal is the education that we need to know. The mindset. We have the mind. The mind is there to help us to heal. If we have a good psychology, good motivation, if you're happier, then your body is here can heal. The cheerful heart is a good medicine. Okay, that's in Proverbs 17:22. If you have cheerful heart, your mindset is good. The bodies can heal better. So your mindset of healing, you believe that the body can heal inside you, your body will heal better. The mindsets. Be more positive. If you're more on the positive, people tend to be more positive. They have better mechanism of healing. So the mindset is important. Infection. What type of infection do you have? Do you have yeast issue, parasite, like especially for people with like that diagnosed with a lot of Lyme's bacteria in their system. So we need to know about that. How can we see it, supporting it, so the body can heal? Heavy metals, mercury from fish, mercury from your dental work, or mercury from things that we are exposed to, like the toys, the paint, and all those things. So we need to identify the issue. How can we eliminate that? Estrogens and testosterone, the insulin surge, and the list goes on. And I don't worry, I have the whole curriculum to explain, to educate the cause and the prevention of disease. One thing I really want to mention right here is the EMF, which is electrical magnetic field, which is the cell phone, the cell tower, and then also the electricity that we exposed to. It gives radiation. What's how's it related to our healing? Is based on, because our body is healed based on electrical voltage. So we need to have simple way to minimize the EMF from hitting our body. So we have the whole system of curriculum to educate us on this one. So in conclusions, the deposit, we need to learn, and we need to learn about withdrawal. So that's what Thomas Edison meant by we need to know the cause and the preventions of disease. So we need to learn, we need to be educated so that we can heal from within. The powers that creates the body heals the body. God gives us the power to heal. The healing is inside us already. If we're doing all these three steps correctly, then the body is optimal to heal. What's next? Now you understand the process, this 3-step process of healing the body from within. Okay, so what's next? What should you do after you listen to me so far? What's the next step that you can take? Get a consultation from me. What I did is that I will give you a history exam and to find out where the problem is. Can I help you? Complete evaluations. If you have any labs, bring it in. Let me take a look at your labs, and I will give you my opinion to see if this is something that I can help you with. If you are the metabolic forms, if you have a significant other, spouse, please bring them, because I don't want to explain this at two different times. So bring your significant others. They need to understand, to give you the full support so that you can get better. My offer for you, the consultation exam is $287. I'm offering you for $47. Like, you know me, I am very straightforward person. If I can help you, I will tell you. If I cannot help you, I will tell you. The most important thing is that values. Can I give values in your life? After the consultations, and if you said that I do not give you value, you don't even have to pay the $47. I can say that right here, because I want you to get better. I want you to feel better, because life without disease is the way to live. Okay, call 925-999-8806. I seen local patients come and see me. People, I'm in the Bay Area, and people from LA, the whole family from LA come and see me. I have international patients from Hong Kong, China come and see me. So in order for you to get better, there's commitments that you have to follow. So you have to be willing to make a serious lifestyle changes. You have to take accountability of your health. Insurance have very minimal, but we have ways to help the patients to make monthly payments. If you said that you can afford between $200 to $400 a month, we will find a way to support you so that you can get better. 6 things you need to think about. First is, on the scale from 1 to 10, how serious is your illness? Are you ready to take actions? Okay. Where do you see yourself in 3 years from now if the symptoms is still persisting? How does that affect your relationship, your work, your ability to enjoy life? Think of the three things that you can do if you don't have the thyroid symptoms. On a scale from 1 to 10, how serious are you about to eliminate your illness? Due to the time constraint, I can only accept those people truly committed. If you are not truly committed to get healthy, do not do it, please. Because I'm very straightforward. What I want to do is I want to give value into your life. I want to share with you what I learned, how I help my patients, and how I help my mom. I wrote books about this, and I teaching all doctors around the U.S. and also the world. I am very passionate because the first person that I help is my mom, understanding the thyroid process. So if there's anything I can do, call my numbers 925-999-8806. Hopefully, I will make a big impact in your health and in your life. Thank you. Take care.